many of you agree with with Damien's answer? No? Who disagrees with him? Okay, I see a number from there. Then what about the other side? Yes, Brian? Don't know? Do you say don't know? Not sure? Then what answers do you all get? I'm just trying to ask, match your answer, okay, with your own. How many of you agree that 24.3 is the answer? Who disagrees that this is the answer? How about that side? Damien got no supporter from your side. Either you're not making enough friends, or they're too comfortable with you. So how? Ren, what's the answer? Is it the same? What do you get? You got 5.93. So can you tell us what is the thing that's different between your answer and his answer? Sorry? Divide too much. Okay, I think that's a fair point. I agree, okay, that Ren says that divide too much. Why is it divide too much, okay? Firstly, alright, the formula here, this one is perfectly correct. Okay, well done. Right? But then, okay, the problem is, this is a plus, not a times. So it shouldn't have been a dividing of so much. Okay, so actually to find out the slant height, okay, to actually do slant height, right, what you can do is to use the letter L to represent, that's fine as well. Okay, it'll be easier. So pi times 8 squared plus pi times 8 times L is equals to 350. What we need to do is to get rid of the pi 8 squared first because it is a plus. So we need to minus away, okay, before we can tackle the curved surface area portion where the slant height lies. Alright, so I need to take pi times 8 times L equals to 350 minus pi times 8 squared. Okay, so you can go and calculate that first, alright, or you can put it into exact, which is 8 squared is 64, so you can get 64 pi. Then after that, we want to find L, so we need to remove the pi and the 8. Okay, and this is all times in between. So to bring it over to the right side, we need to divide. So therefore, L is equals to 350 minus 64 pi, divide by pi, 8. Okay, you can write it in this way, fraction, or else you put brackets and then divide by 8, divide by pi. Right? So Ren's answer is correct. You will get about 5.93 cm after rounding off to 3 sm. Okay? Any questions? Right? Let's look at question 6, Nicole's answer over here. How many of you agree that the answer is 268 cm squared? Okay? Now that side no supporters, this side no supporters. So strange. Who agree? Who agree? Right? Now who disagree? You raise up your hand. You think I never see, is it? Nicole will remember. You agree and disagree with her. Okay, so who disagrees? If disagree, then Jaden, can you tell me what is it that you disagree? You see, you raise hand down there, I cannot see. I saw it. Yeah. What was the answer?
That's correct.
It's correct. Okay, so now got Jaden's stamp of approval.
Me too.
Your stamp not credible. Okay? Nobody want to buy. So this answer over here, yes, it's correct. Let's see why is it correct.
Because it's
Okay? So we want to find curved surface area. I've written the formula here. Remember, curved surface area is only pi RL. Okay, pi r square is the circle at the bottom of the cone. Okay, when we talk about curved surface area, it is the one that's wrapping around on top portion of the cone. So we need to find out what is L, okay, which is the slant height, and that can be done by taking the radius and the height itself and do Pythagoras to it. Because slant height is like that, we got the height 10, radius 7. Okay, so L is square root 149. Notice that Nicole gave a long decimal. Okay, don't.
I like to write numbers.
Okay, good. Yeah, but it doesn't earn you more marks. Okay? So 12.206 is sufficient. Okay? Then or else you use square root 149, that's also fine. Alright? So curved surface area will be pi times radius, which is 7, times 12.206. Okay? And then you will get your answer to be 268 cm squared when rounded to 3SF. So when it comes to question 5, the concept is exactly the same, right? So with that same concept, what should the answer be then? What should the answer be? Given 427. Andrew, what do you think? What do you get for question 5?
I'm gonna take it home.
Very different. What's the answer lah? 123. Okay. So 427, 123. Any other options?
227.
Deborah, what do you get? Question 5. What's the answer? Still solving. Okay. Then Victor, you fix your pen ready. Then what's the answer for question 5? 427. Okay. So since a few of you got 427, so using the same method, let's just do a check. Okay. So L squared is equals to 8 squared plus 15 squared, which will give us 289. So L is equals to square root 289. Okay, we get 17 cm. Alright. By the way, it's supposed to do the negative part also lah. Alright. But I trust that I've done it many times already, you should know. Okay, I'll save that time. Alright, so then curved surface area equals to pi times radius times 17. You do get 427 cm squared. We're rounded to 3SF. Okay, so that will be the answer. Alright, any questions? Yes, Sylvia? Toilet? No, I want to do code spheres now. Okay, any questions? Alright, now let's move on. Okay, I want to talk about spheres. Okay, let's get back to our notes. Okay, in your notes, right, you will have seen that I have printed out textbook exercise questions 13, 14, 15. Okay, that one is just for your own further practice if you want to try harder questions. That one I will not go through it in class. Alright? So I just leave it to you to do extra practice if you like to. Okay, then the homework questions, alright, which are 1B, 2, 5C, 6, 9, and 11. Okay, so exercise 2B, sorry, 12B, question 1B, 2, 5C, 6, 9, 11, due on
Tomorrow.
tomorrow's also math lesson, Friday.
Yeah.
Okay?
Why Friday?
Just next week Sunday.
Why not Sunday?
Friday, 10?
Saturday.
Friday got WA.
Okay, then even the next week, Monday.
Yay.
They must all submit, you know.
Oh no.
Just can Saturday qualify.
Alright, let's look at spheres now. Okay, sphere is basically a ball. Right, we're going to look at the volume and the surface area.
Every 60 seconds in Africa is one.
Very funny.
Volume is small.
Okay, so the other time round I have shown you how the volume of sphere is being derived. Okay, although this one is not intuitive because you will be actually taking how the volume is derived is by taking sphere and compare with cone. Okay, so that might not be easy to remember. How I usually remember it, okay, is that I need to know that's 4 over 3 lah. Then since you're looking at volume, I know that the units for volume tend to be what? cm cube, meter cube. Okay, so therefore down here must be a 3. Okay, so 3 for volume. And then after that, down here must also be a 3 lah. Alright, so that's just a straight way that I memorize it. But I believe, okay, the formula list provides the formula. Okay, so you may not need to memorize it. Let me go and double check. I'll get back to you. Okay. Okay. So to find out the volume, okay. So looking at example 10. We have a sphere. cm in radius. Okay, it is recast. In the question it says that this sphere is recast into a solid cylinder of radius 4 cm. Okay, so that means right, they melt this cylinder, they melt this sphere and then make it into a cylinder. Okay, make it into different shape. Right? When they make it into a different shape, the radius of this cylinder is 4 cm, and then there is a certain height, h to it. Okay, we want to find out the h. Right? So to find out the value of h, okay, how do you think we can find it?
So easy.
How? Okay, so the poster wants to say, I think is
Find the volume first of the one.
find the volume of
The sphere.
the sphere, okay? Then what?
Will go. Then is the volume of sphere is the volume of cylinder.
The volume of sphere is the volume of cylinder.
Then you find the area of the circle.
Why do you speak like old man?
Then you divide.
So use the formula of volume of a cylinder to find out h at the end. Okay, so the old man says, alright, that we need to first find volume of the sphere. Okay, and the volume of the sphere is the same volume as the cylinder. Okay, then because last year we already learned the formula for volume of cylinder. Does anyone remember what's the formula? Yes? Base area times height, can't be length times height. Length times height 2D image only. Okay? Base area times height. So it is a circle and the base and the height is what we want, right? So recalling that fact. Okay? Volume of cylinder is your base area, which is pi r square because it's a circle, times the height. So pi r square h. Okay? So do you agree that the volume of cylinder and the sphere are the same? How many? Does anyone not agree with Ryan? I think this old man having dementia. Logical thinking is on. Okay? So the volume is the same for both cylinder and the sphere because they're the same thing, alright? You melt it, then after that you remake it. So the volume has got to be the same. Okay, so let's find out the volume of the sphere first. Alright, so using the formula, we have 4 over 3 pi, radius is 8 cubed. Okay? So you can leave it in terms of pi. Alright, what would it be if I want it in terms of pi? Let's practice it. Keep things in terms of pi, that will give a better answer, better accuracy. Rayla, can you give me 4 over 3 pi 8 cubed in terms of pi? Could everyone also try? So just wait for the answer to fall from the whiteboard. 600, can you give me an improper fraction? Is it a fraction? You're giving me a... Can you repeat your number again? 600 and 82, can you convert into a fraction? Is it possible? Can you give it to me in the fraction form? 2048 over 3, okay, pi, right? Remember, alright, when you use your calculator, don't forget to write the pi. Okay, there's a tendency that you forget about the pi. Okay, is there anyone who can't get this 2048 over 3?
So how do you get one?
We will press our calculator for 4 over 3 times 8 cubed. So we ignore away the pi. We do our usual calculation and then we write our answer in terms of improper fraction. Usually we don't write as a proper fraction, or rather a mixed number. Okay? So 2048 over 3 times pi, that's the volume of the sphere, which is the same as the volume of the cylinder. So let's find the volume of cylinder first. Okay? So using the formula for volume of cylinder, we got pi times the radius 4 square, and then after that h. Alright? So if I want to write this in terms of pi, what would I have? What should I write it as then? Geraldine, how do you think I should find the volume of cylinder in terms of pi? What should I calculate? Yes, and that is 16, okay, still 16 pi h, or 16h pi, okay, that's fine, alright, so this is how we keep things in exact numbers, alright. So now that we got sphere and cylinder already, we know that they are equal, so we equate it, okay. So how do we find out what is h? What thing divide by what? How should I find out what is h? What divide by what? Or if you're thinking of something else, what are you thinking about? Okay, very good. So 2048 over 3 pi divided by 16 pi. Okay, and then in this case, you get a very nice number, and that will be, what is it? Right? 42.7. I said you get a very nice number, right? So that means most likely a fraction, right? 42 and 2 over 3. Okay, try to leave our answer in exact as much as possible. Okay. The criteria, when it comes to exam, this is just an exam criteria. They want it to be in exact value first. Okay, so always see if you can change into fraction or not first. Okay, before you leave it to 3SF. Alright, any questions? Okay, if no questions, I'd like you to turn to your workbook. Okay, exercise 12C. Let's do question 1 and 2. Sylvia, you may go to the toilet. Give you about 8 minutes, huh?
They say it's here, diameter 0.4 cm. You want to find the mass, weight, 1 cm is the material of the ball. 1 cm is the weight, 11.3 grams. So if you can find the volume of this ball, will you be able to find the mass of the ball? Understand? 1 cm of volume will give you 11.3 grams. So how much volume can give you how many grams?
Is anyone still having trouble with question 1? Question 1. Question 1 says a sphere that is made out of a certain material. You got a diameter 0.4 cm. Question say 1 cm cube give you 11.3 gram. If you can find out the volume of the sphere, okay, it's volume 1. You can find out the volume of the sphere, you will be able to find out how many grams it is. Because 1 cm cube of volume will weigh 11.3 grams. You understand? Okay, this concept is the idea of density. Will you work your answer for question 1 on the whiteboard? Joshua, are you done? Can you do question 2 on the whiteboard? Why? Please don't laugh at people's writing. Joshua, wait your sign is written like that one, okay, for apostles. Not like that. Yeah, that's what you just know. What's wrong with that? Okay, question 1, as I explained earlier on, okay, so to find out we need to first find out what's the volume of the sphere. And volume of sphere has R inside it. So we are given the diameter. Therefore, I must take diameter divided by 2 to determine the R. So that's the first thing that needs to be done. Then after that, we go ahead to find out what is the volume. Okay, which is 4 over 3 pi R cubed. Right? And we will get about 0.0335. Is that sufficient in terms of accuracy? What do you think? Do you think it's okay? 0.0335? Who says not okay? Who says okay? Okay? So, just in case, Vincent, do you think this is truncated 5 sm? Do you think this is truncated 5 sm? Okay, this is not truncated 5 sm. Okay, these zeros we don't count. We should take 3, 3, 5, 1, 0, right, for better accuracy. Okay. Otherwise, if you like to, you can also leave it in terms of pi. Okay, which is 4 and 375 pi. Okay, cm cube. Either one of these will be fine. Right, but that's not all. Okay, any questions so far? Right, so after we find the volume already, as I mentioned, 1 cm cube of volume will weigh 11.3 grams. If now it is 0.33510 cm cube, how many grams would it be? Okay, so in order to achieve this one, okay, Victor can explain to us how do you get the 0.37855. Sorry?
I take the volume by 12.
Yes, okay, so we take the volume, which is 0.033510 times the mass. Okay? So, such that we will get 3.78663. Alright? And when rounded to 3SF, we should be getting the answer as, Peter, finish it up. 3.789. Like that, you sure? 3.79. Okay? So the answer is 3.79 grams. Right? Any questions? Okay? Yeah, I press. Oh, yeah. What am I doing? Okay. 0.033510 times 7.3. Yeah, calculate only. Oh, sorry. I think I missed out 1 0 just now. 0.379 grams. Right? Yeah. Okay. Next one, question 2. Okay. We have the volume to be 5,600 cm cube, and we want to find out what is the radius. Okay, so what Joshua has here is to put in the volume and then use the formula 4 over 3 pi r cube. So r cube, okay, upon taking 5,600 to divide by 4 over 3 and divide by pi, he got 1336.9. Okay, very good accuracy. We get it in truncated 5 sm first. Then R is equals to cube root of, okay, so his handwriting here not very clear, 1336.9. Okay, so cube root of it. Alright? And he got answer 11. Is 11 sufficient?
11.0.
What should it be?
11.0.
Why must it be 11.0? Very good.
That's right, 0.
Okay, so 11.0. Although the 0 sounds insignificant, it is significant. Okay, because if you don't put the 0, I will give you the 0. Oh? Alright, now let's move on. Surface area of sphere. Okay, for surface area of a sphere, will be 4 pi r squared. Okay. Unfortunately, this one also need to memorize. Yes, Brian. Okay. What you need to do like that? Time out. Okay, can. Okay, so surface area of sphere 4 pi r squared. Alright. Unfortunately, this one also you need to remember it. Okay. Then this one I believe is also going to be the formula list. Okay. So looking at example 2, not example 2, example 11, right? Okay, there is a solid sphere that is 30 cm in diameter. We find out what is the surface area of the sphere. So how to find? How to find this surface area? Sure, what do you think? What will you do first? 4 times 5 times. Very good. 4 times pi times 15 squared. So surface area is 4 times pi times 15 squared, because the diameter is the one that's given. We need to divide by 2 to get the radius, right? And that would give us about 2827 point something, is it? .4. And then round off to 3SF, what to get? 282. Okay, give me 3 options.
283.
283 lah.
283.
2830.
282.
2830.00.
2820. 2830. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who chose option 1? Option 2. Option 3.
I see always.
Option 4. Option 4? Okay, but it's not so far option 2. Alright, so option 1 and 2 cannot be the case, right? Because we count that third point, third significant figure is at 2. Beside it is 7, so we need to round up. So it should be a 283 at least. But then this is 2827.4. Okay, 2000 something. We cannot round off when it becomes 200 something. You understand? So we need to maintain the value of the number by including the 0. So we got to be careful about that. Okay? Any questions? Let's look at the next example. Okay, we got this thing over here. It is half a sphere. Half a sphere is not called a semi-sphere, it is called hemisphere. Okay? So this hemisphere has a radius of 14 cm. Alright? Because it's half a sphere, so the volume will be half the volume of the sphere, right? But then the total surface area wise, okay, it needs to include the circle on top. Right? So we need to be careful about the calculation involving a hemisphere. So the volume of hemisphere is equals to half times 4/3 times pi r cubed. tell you so. Surely not given one. Alright? Because it's just a simple calculation of times half. Alright? So then after that, the total surface area wise will be half times of 4 pi r square to find the curved part at the bottom. Then we need to plus another pi r square for the circle on top. Okay, so in this case, half times 4 give you 2 plus another pi r square. So essentially, for hemisphere, the formula is 3 pi r square. Okay, it is either you go and memorize this, which I don't usually encourage, okay, or else just think about what exactly is needed, right? Because there will really be too much to memorize. Alright, let's look at part A to find the volume. So volume as mentioned, half times 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Radius is 14. We get about 5747.0. And then this one, round off 3SF becomes what? 5750. Chloe, what do you think? Round off 3SF. 5750. Okay, yes. Right? Then the total surface area. Okay, because it's a half a sphere, so half times 4 pi r square plus another pi r square for the circle on top. You can put in the radius value. You will get about 1850 3SF now. So 1850 cm square 3SF. Okay? Any questions? Alright? I think I'll just end here today. Okay, because let's one more example. I think we have time, okay, to complete everything probably in the next lesson itself. Okay, just to let you know, okay, upon discussing with Mrs. Sim, who's teaching the other any class, right? Okay, we have noticed that we are not able to finish at least one chapter for your end of year